Today's sponsor is Audible.com, who has more than 180,000 audiobooks and spoken word audio products. Get a free audiobook of your choice at www.audibletrial.com/shark. Hello, and welcome to the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast. I'm your host, John Losford. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts, Mark Hoffmeyer.
After doing extensive research, buying the film Prometheus, finding timestamps, rewinding, checking out 3D models, and doing way too much research, I figured out that all the mapmaker had to do to get out of that big old dome is take two lefts and one right.
Did you draw out like a diagram of the whole place?
Actually, Megan's working on it right now.
Did you guys like fast forward, rewind, pause?
I
that
have.
whole deal.
And some guy did a pretty good picture. And then I'm just kind of using, if you go to the site and if you ever check out my random posts, you'll see these cheeky little diagrams we do.
Yeah.
So there is a cheeky little diagram, but they walked a decent clip, but all he had to do was take a left, walk down a very long hallway, go all the way to the end, take a left, then go to a very noticeable entrance with sunlight peering through it and take a right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he didn't do it.
He didn't do it. Not at all.
Nope.
Megan Hoffmeyer. Say hi to everyone.
Hello.
How long have you been working on that map?
Not long, just about an hour earlier today, and then I'm making some tweaks per Mark, and we're making a second version to show the ill effects of getting lost in an alien environment.
Sure.
Like, they walked all over the place for hours, and we tracked their movements after they got lost.
They were there the whole night, right?
Yeah, and then they like sat down and got killed.
Yeah.
But there's just no reason for him to get lost, so I just kind of chalked it up to him being stubborn.
Yeah.
So,
They walked around just one big circle because, like, they left when they came upon that room with like all those vases and all those pots, and they left and they came back right to the same room. So it's just like it's weird. It's dumb.
And, no, they did. They did walk in circles.
Yeah.
And I think the guy was just too stubborn. Like, you know when
just a
you're
classic
lost?
guy not asking for directions.
Yeah, exactly. And the guy that was with him was kind of meek, so he enabled him.
Right. It's like, oh, well, yeah, all right, I'll go.
Yeah, exactly. And the guy's like, I know I'm right. But then he knew he was wrong about like 10% into it and then just kept trying to like overcompensate. And he's like, hey, why don't you call Idris back at the ship? And he's like, no, we're fine.
Like, he's literally looking at a diagram of the whole place. Like, it's a hologram.
Yep.
Right. Randomly got a shirtless scene just walking around the ship.
Yeah. He's just stubborn. He doesn't want to ask the thing for help. And then his idiot buddy gets him killed. Sure.
No, I'm the same way, especially when it comes to, like, theme parks. I'm just like, no, I know where the roller coaster is. It's this way.
I don't believe this because have the podcasters heard about how after our wedding, you left our after party at like 2 a.m., 1 a.m.
I think we briefly referenced this last
You
time.
were probably 8 sheets to the wind. You had a bottle of a jar of homemade peach jam, and you walked 2 miles through Atlanta to find the hotel with no GPS or directions.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it was basically just a straight shot to the.
He only had to go down one street and make a left. I mean, of all places for him to get lost, he was on the grid part of the area. It wasn't like one of the million peach trees, luckily.
You're right.
Sure.
You just had to walk straight for 2 miles.
Walk straight, make a left on one peach tree, and then just end up at the hotel.
Yeah. And if you had to cross the street, you got to take a right.
For those you don't know, I got completely wasted at Mark and Megan's wedding reception. It was an open bar, so you can't blame me. I was drinking whiskey sours all night.
Then we went to the after party.
Yeah, there was an after party after the reception. It was like a sports bar, like just like a little further north or south or wherever.
It's like a speakeasy where they have games in the basement. Like
bocce ball.
Yeah, it was great. Like I remember we all got in taxis to there. And
we
then
all
like
watched the Seminoles win.
Yeah. I continued the drinking there. And then towards the end of the night, I'm just like, when you're done, when you're drunk, you're just like, oh, I'm done. So I remember I called a taxi, and then like immediately after calling a taxi, I just started walking.
I feel like a magnet just pulled you there.
I like said taxi because Uber was really new at the time, and it was like a novelty to people, but not everyone was adopting it yet.
Yeah. I think we actually took an Uber to the speakeasy. Actually,
I remember one of my other bridesmaids jumped in somebody else's Uber and was like fighting with the person who was trying to get in. Her husband was sober, and he's like, "No, this is not our Uber. Get out."
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what compelled me to just start walking. I think it was just like my drunk rationalization. I'm just like, I'm not waiting, even though I just called like 1 second earlier.
I feel like if you were Columbus, you actually would have discovered America.
Maybe you
man.
would have discovered the lost city of Z by accident.
Yeah, you know what? If you were living during World War I, pre and post, when all that exploration was going on,
I would have been the guy who just accidentally found everything.
Everybody would have hated you. You would have found Machu Picchu. You would have crossed Antarctica.
You would have
found. You would have found the lost city of Z.
Viking relics.
Yeah, you would have like discovered Viking relics on a Viking ship.
Well, to be honest, I was guided by the peach jam.
Yeah.
If those of you don't know, I guess Mark and Megan made like these little wedding favors. They're little mini jars of peach jam. It was really nice. I remember like one of the few things I do remember about that walk is that like I just like was really hungry. It was really hot. I was still in my full tux, by the way. So I'm just walking along the side of the street in downtown Atlanta. I'm just like, I'm getting all sweaty. Like I didn't want to drink anything because I had my full. So I'm just like, I'm kind of rummaging around my pockets to see if I had any snacks or anything. And then like I saw like this little jar of peach jam. I'm like, oh, perfect. So I just like I just unscrewed it, and just like I didn't have like any utensils on me, so I just started like just fingering like this little jar of peach jam. So there's me just like drunk on the side of the road in downtown Atlanta in the full tux, just eating peach jam out of a jar with my fingers for about
why no one messed with him.
Yeah.
For about 2 miles. So I didn't even know it was 2 miles. Didn't even feel it.
No, Mark only just recently Google mapped that.
Yeah, GPS did.
Yeah.
And I worked by where our thing was today, and I was like, that's where John walked. I'm like, that's a hike.
Yeah, I don't remember much else about that walk specifically.
We appreciate your commitment, John.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I was probably one of the few people who actually enjoyed that jar of peach jam, like, immediately.
Yeah.
So...
Well, somebody else was like, "Oh, we smuggled a bunch out of there. We still have a bunch in the pantry." It was your aunt.
They smuggled a lot of them?
Yeah.
John could have eaten 2 on his walk home.
But
if I gave you 5 of those right now, John, in a life raft, you would find Atlantis.
I'd have to get wasted on whiskey sours first.
Yeah, so we get you bombed.
Yeah.
We'll have to send a couple home with Levengood because there's more at my parents'
Oh, yeah, we
house.
can give you another one. You can take a walk.
Well, you know what's hilarious is I actually shared a hotel room with Levengood for like the whole weekend adventure. I guess in the morning, Levengood, like he just found me like laying on the bed, and there was like an empty jar of peach jam like on the nightstand.
The remnants just destroyed.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm doing it. I'm going to get you drunk on whiskey sours. I'm going to push you into a lake.
Yeah.
Why?
Give you some peach jam, and you're going to come up with treasure.
Yeah. What's funny is that like whenever I tell the story, like no one believes me, and honestly, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in myself.
Even the half of the stories we have from like the hotel after the reception, after the rehearsal dinner.
I saw a guy spill an entire beer into a hotel carpet, and the hotel carpet just sucked it up, and there's no beer stain after
and he
it.
was so drunk, he's like, "See, I meant to do that."
I know who you're talking about too, because he told me about it. Like,
but like it absorbed it. It just went.
And we saw someone else trying to get into their hotel room with their Kroger points card. So that was special.
Yeah.
But yeah, he spilled the beer and it sucked it all up, and he went, "See."
Well, you have to figure it was probably designed for that.
Yeah,
Busy.
absolutely.
Absorb all kind of interesting fluids.
I've just never seen that before.
It's like, whoa.
If I ever had dogs or kids, I would buy that carpet.
Like, what NASA laboratory did they get this carpet from?
Yeah.
Maybe like inches thick. That's a little disturbing.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. I think that was fun reminiscing. But anyway, it's time to start the podcast like we usually do with listener questions. Mark, I think you have a question for us.
So the first listener question is from Chris Mad Dog Kelly. He's been absent for a little while. He hasn't asked the question. I think he was off knife fighting somewhere in Guam. But his question is, what do y'all think was going on in the fake trailer for Edgar Wright's Don't that played before Grindhouse? I read an interview somewhere that Edgar Wright said that he was playing homage to those British horror films from the 60s and 70s where the trailers didn't really tell you anything. It was just a lot of shots and you may have gotten some sort of an idea, but usually the trailer had nothing to do with the actual movie. So, if they were to make a movie about Don't, what do you think it would be about? Or if they were to make a movie consisting of the information provided from the trailer, what would it be about? Nick Frost in a diaper, man.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
Or should I say Dylan?
Yeah. The good news about this question, he didn't answer any of these questions.
Right.
He kind of went on like a long rant, really explained it, then asked us questions.
Sure. Unlike
The
Dylan.
worst would have been if he asked the questions and explained them in a lengthy Dylan-esque answer.
Yeah.
What podcast was that?
I don't know. Lemon Good would know.
I blocked it out of my memory.
He could tell you to the exact second of the exact episode of the podcast.
Oh, and John isn't here, by the way, because he is currently eating his way through North Carolina. He heard that there was a brisket tournament.
Yeah.
And
this week it's North Carolina. Next week it's South Carolina.
he actually ate the hand off somebody.
Yeah.
And then he's going to tackle the Dakotas, North and South.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be the king of all the North and South states.
On a random note, I did see at work today, so they send out a newsletter from HR with interesting facts. And 2 people actually put in there that there's a taco road trip that you can take across the country.
Really?
That wouldn't be enough for John.
Oh, I'm not talking about John. I just find that terrifying and fascinating. You could visit taco joints all across the country. And there's a pre-mapped out road trip for you.
Whoa.
I think the only way that would work for John is if it was in like a taco truck.
Well, I managed to impress Lazabeth. Oh, you're talking about something like chef style?
Yeah. I mean, I would love it, but for Levingood, he would have to be eating the whole time.
Yeah.
Like tacos are like M&Ms to him. I once saw him pop 6.
Yeah. I'd believe it.
Yeah, just 6.
M&Ms or tacos?
And he like votes on what color they should be.
He orders like
tacos.
he orders like 3 grande meals from Taco Bell.
Yeah, exactly.
You have like 36 tacos, dude. Yeah.
Do you guys have a taco, hard taco, soft taco, hard taco combo?
Oh, what's that restaurant that we went to in Atlanta? Do you want a corn or a flour taco? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. All right, so this question, Don't. So Don't was a trailer that played before Grindhouse that is basically telling you what not to do while in a horror film.
Wait, so he was asking what was going on in the trailer?
No, he said, like, what would the movie be about if they made if there was a full-length movie.
It was
and
cute.
But if you made a full-length movie and you didn't want to wear out the Don't quickly, which I think Edgar Wright wouldn't.
Sure.
What would Don't... Is this like is it a Scooby-Doo movie?
Definitely
Is it like
not.
Cabin in the Woods where they make dumb decisions and they dumb them down?
A woman getting her breast massively groped in the trailer. It's not a Scooby-Doo movie.
It could be.
I don't know. It was a cute idea, but it felt something more like what you and your friends, like you, Mark, would talk about with your friends and just hash out in detail, and it would be a funny idea, but not something you would actually make into. So it didn't really translate for me into a mini trailer.
Yeah, but what about the movie?
I don't know. It was a funny idea, but
The movie, though. We're not talking about the trailer. What would the movie be about, Laz? Don't.
Okay, so it's been a while since I've seen that little trailer, but it takes place in the house, right? Like, 'cause it said something about not going to a basement, right? So that immediately makes me think it's a haunted house type of movie, right?
Mhm.
Kind of like an Amityville horror. So I'm trying to imagine like how Edgar Wright would approach the haunted house kind of genre a little bit. You know,
Cool.
like how would he put his own spin on that?
I feel like it would be like Sam Raimi meets Romero.
Yeah.
Because like there's always a little bit of subtext in his films with Romero,
Right.
and then Raimi always goes full bonkers, but is fun, and he loves his characters, and Edgar Wright loves his characters.
You know, it's kind of weird because it's like if it's a haunted house movie, it'd be like a very kind of closed setting, kind of claustrophobic. I don't think I've ever seen that type of setting in any Edgar Wright movie, unless I'm mistaken. Right?
It almost seemed to me like a Final Girls meets Cabin in the Woods, almost satire type of thing.
Yeah.
Like very aware of what it is. You know, you're supposed to be defying the tropes, or maybe even like Tucker and Dale thrown in there.
Mm-hmm. So
But with the Edgar Wright kind of spin and quality to it.
I want them avoiding all the don'ts, but things still go terribly wrong.
what
Kind of a Cabin in the Woods is,
I think it would be like kind of it'd be very much a satire, like kind of Cabin in the Woods was, but like it would air more on the side of comedy because it would have Simon Pegg in it. Because maybe it's like I can see like a haunted house movie where Simon Pegg just intentionally avoids like all the haunted house tropes. Because like don't go in the basement, and Simon Pegg just never goes in the basement or something. I don't know. I see it being just a comedy more than like
Don't read the book. Okay.
yeah. I don't know, like
being like a Tucker and Dale versus Evil in a haunted house with a Edgar Wright spin on it.
yeah.
So there's a bunch of people not following don'ts, but there's one guy who is.
Yeah, because
well,
like
almost like we're not gonna do those things. We're not doing anything wrong, like in Tucker and Dale.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing anything wrong. It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
because that would make the trailer even more funny because they're just like don't go in the basement, and in the movie like he never goes in the basement.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't go through that door. All right, cool.
I think I want to see this movie. Holy
I
crap.
like this narrator.
Yeah. It's
Like if the narrator's part of the movie, like George of the Jungle.
Oh, it would have to be. It would have to be.
They
Hey.
have a Ron Howard voiceover.
Ooh.
It'll be very Arrested Development.
Yeah, let the Russo brothers direct it.
Oh, man.
please do.
Or Dan Harmon.
Yes.
And then you could get him wearing a Tropicalia shirt.
Oh yeah.
I want to see this movie. Actually.
Just don't. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's go.
Are there some movies where people go the other way? Like they see something and they're like,
I mean,
Insidious. I think they kind of play to like, hey,
Oh, they
this
move.
house is haunted and we shouldn't live here. And Patrick Wilson actually listens to Rose Byrne and is like, okay, honey.
yeah, I'm out.
it's not a horror movie, but the first John Wick, where like the security guard.
Oh yeah.
I forgot what his name was. The
Kevin
professional
Nash.
wrestler. Yeah, Kevin Nash. Like, he's like, he sees John Wick. He's like, "You back out of retirement?" And John Wick's like, "Yeah." And it was on. Kevin Nash is like, "I'm out."
Yeah, peace.
John Wick 1. There's gratuitous puppy death, and I can't deal with that. I like John Wick 2, though.
But that Kevin Nash, he lives.
Yeah, well, I like the scene with Common and John Wick 2.
He's one of the
so.
rare henchmen who listens.
It's like, I'm done. Like,
And he lived.
yeah, exactly. No, I feel you about the puppy death, Megan. But honestly, he avenges his dog tenfold.
definitely he does.
Oh man.
And John Wick 2 is awesome. I love that scene with the gun sommelier.
Oh yes. Minus just the German varietals this season.
Or like, this is what all the hipsters in New York are actually doing. They're assassins waiting for a text.
If I was one of those bearded assassins, I would just run.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah, like how are they affording to live in New York?
I finally understand.
There's a lot of people to kill.
Yeah. Is that the final answer to the question?
Wait,
What's that?
Uber drivers most of the time have other jobs.
Oh, so basically,
Assassins? That feels
No,
too real.
no, but their assassins have other jobs, but they take these text messages.
oh,
I don't like that idea. I take too many Ubers for that. That's
No,
frightening.
forget Ubers. I'm just saying there's it's a similar thing. There's Uber drivers who have full-time jobs, but they drive on their time off.
So it's an Uber for hitmen.
Assassins.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be more like the people on House Hunters are actually assassins. You know, like on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they're always making fun of it.
Oh, like it's kind of like that running joke where like the couple, they're like they're in their early 20s, and like one of them's like a teacher, the other guy's like he's like a painter, and their budget's like $5 million for a house.
Exactly.
So they're hitmen?
Now I get it. It makes so much more sense.
They would have to be. I think that's the final answer, right?
Yeah.
The couples on House Hunters, they're hitmen.
I like it.
Higher. All right, Chris, thank you for that wonderfully long question. Yeah, I think we have another one coming up later on. But in the meantime, it's time to move on to the topic of the day. Mark.
Well, speaking of long jaunts through Atlanta, did you notice any of the landmarks on your walk that were filmed in Baby Driver?
I honestly couldn't remember.
Yeah, you're right. Did any cars speed past you with great music playing?
I mean, I couldn't deny it or confirm.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe you inspired that movie.
Hey, that would be great.
Maybe you walked by Edgar Wright and just went, Baby Driver.
I wouldn't know why I would say it, but then again, I was drunk and eating peach jam. So
yeah, so Edgar Wright. We're going to talk about Baby Driver tonight. It's been on Edgar Wright's brain since the '90s, and maybe he was just kind of in a rut. He was trying to break the plot, and you just whispered it in his ear when you were drunk eating peach jam.
Yeah, maybe.
So not only would you find America, but you influence this movie.
Every time I get drunk.
That's right. No, so Baby Driver. I haven't watched a few of the bigger films this year. I still need to watch Big Sick, Dunkirk.
We've got tickets.
Personal Shopper. Yeah, I can't wait for that. We're going to go see Dunkirk IMAX. But this is my favorite film of 2017 by far, aside from Deep Blue Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just love Baby Driver. You want to break down Baby Driver, John?
Baby Driver is your classic kind of. It honestly, I don't know if you guys will agree with me. It reminds me of Nicholas Refn's Drive, which came out years before with Ryan Gosling. It tells the story of kind of a getaway driver. He's a loner by nature. He's very, very good at driving. That's what he does. In Edgar Wright's Baby Driver, the driver is... It's like a young kid. I think he's still, late teens, early 20s?
I think he's 20s. I think he's in his 20s because he orders wine at that restaurant, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. He has a tinnitus, which basically is just like a loud ringing in his ears. So he has to listen to music all the time to kind of block out that ringing. And the music is basically just a crucial element of the movie. Like a lot of the... the car, getaways, when he's driving, they're all, in tune to whatever song he's playing, you know? He's always, humming a song, every moment. It's always, he's picking, a song for whatever moment he's in.
You know what?
Yeah.
If this movie was John Cusack from the 80s, starring in Drive, that's what this film would be.
Yeah, you're right. If boomboxes were still a thing, I had a feeling Baby would still would be carrying that boombox everywhere.
Holy crap! I like it. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're good. You're good. He's just he lost his parents. Doing our age. He has a love interest, a waitress at a diner. Just kind of tropey kind of elements there. But it's the plot. It's kind of predictable for the most part. I think so. But it's not really about the plot or even the character development. For me, this movie was just about how cool it was. It was such a cool movie to watch. Yeah, I can't really explain it any other way. It was like watching this magnificent kind of ballet of just driving and shooting. It was just awesome.
No, yeah, and a good a buddy I used to work with on a bunch of sets. He was one of the he worked on it, and he told me that to match up the music with the driving, they'd be in a parking garage sometimes doing 60 takes of one shot.
Oh,
just
wow.
to match the beat of a song.
Yeah,
I mean, that sounds awful.
But what I love about Edgar Wright, if you've watched Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim, World's End, I love how meticulous his movies are. There's a little bit of room for, like, he doesn't really allow much improv. The majority of his films are really rehearsed, written to the T, and all those inserts, all those shots are planned meticulously. So this is like a movie. I forget where I read it, but they feel like it was like a handmade thriller. This is a movie that is just has a meticulous vision, but it doesn't feel micromanaged. It still feels loose and cool, and it's just alive.
Well, the word for me is just impressive, because I mean, honestly, I do very elementary video editing for work sometimes, and the amount of time that takes and the patience it takes, I can't even imagine. I mean, there's scenes in this movie where he's walking along and dancing to the music, and then he's listening to music on his headphones, and it's syncing up with every beat of him drumming on a table, or during Tequila when it goes with every bullet that's fired. That's just, I mean...
Oh, and spoilers.
They called it choreography and... What was it?
Music, action,
and editing. It was choreography and editing. It wasn't one or the other. It wasn't mostly editing. It was both, because they constantly listened to music on the set. And what you said about the improv, I mean, that's completely right. He storyboards out like almost every inch of every scene. Although I did read an article earlier today about Jamie Foxx miming something during the Tequila song. He's like, at fire, they would be like miming with the bang bang, and then I do this. And he said that Jamie was standing off to the side, like miming, like, oh, I do a bang, bang, boom. And then he's like, I take a fake drag on my cigarette. And that wasn't in the script. And Edgar Wright was like, yes, you're going to do that on film. And he's like, oh, a real cigarette? He's like, no, just like you did right now, like a fake one, like you're miming it. And he's like, that's why you hire Oscar winners like Jamie Foxx. I mean, that's just cool.
And he did improv the line about that was an Oscar speech.
Oh, yeah.
Made an Oscar winner saying that someone made an Oscar speech.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool and it's impressive.
And I think Jamie, like, so I guess that baby, he got caught stealing Kevin Spacey's car. Kevin Spacey had a ton of drugs in it, so he just let Baby steal it. And then because of that, Baby's basically owes him a lot of money. So that's why Baby does all the driving. And Kevin Spacey, who plays Doc, great bad guy / good guy / bad guy.
Insert River Song spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. He brings in, different crews for each job, so no one gets really too familiar with each other. And Baby, though, however, he brings in Baby to drive every time. And I like how he brings in different people, because you meet some really awesome characters.
Oh, yeah, like John Hamm's character.
Yeah,
people
Buddy.
love Flea being in there, and John Barenthal.
No Nose. And then the guy who had hate on his neck, but he crossed out the E.
Oh, and
he went to hat.
That was fun.
And he's like, why do you have hat on? Why do you cross out the hat? He's like, it makes me more employable.
Wasn't the quip like, how's that working out for you?
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
He's on another con job.
Yeah. But
I think one of my favorite scenes is the Mike Myers thing.
Oh, yeah. So I guess on their second run. Well, all right.
Michael Myers.
So the first 10 minutes, which is online now if you type it in and watch it, it has one of the coolest car stunts I've seen in years and years. They did like a 270-degree reverse.
The video, unfortunately.
Did they really?
Yeah, I went to watch it after you sent it to me.
The first 10 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. But yeah, so the first 10 minutes were online, but there's that spin, John. That's and one of the biggest shots.
The alleyway.
Yeah.
Over by Georgia World Congress.
Yeah. Where he does like a reverse 270-degree spin.
Next to a truck.
Yeah, and he almost hit him 6 times, never did.
Well, I read in an article again that he did this spin, and they did all of those for real. But they're like, he would these stunt drivers would get so close to these other vehicles, or like they'd stop inches before the camera, and they're like, well, that's why we hire them. Although it sounded like they said it with a degree of like fear.
Yeah. No, I mean the stunt driving. I was actually on a film one time, and a bus was supposed to hit a ramp and flip, and the guy hit the ramp wrong. And he almost came careening towards our base camp, and he had to drive into a ditch and destroyed the bus.
Wow.
So, like, you can go crazy wrong.
That's why you hire the stunt driver.
Yeah, that's right. You can go crazy wrong with these stunts. But what do you think about that first chase and music, John?
I think I agree with the sentiment of all the experts on the internet. The first car chase was basically the best one.
Yeah.
You know, really. It was just like, not to say the other ones were bad, but like it felt like they really emptied out the whole bag of tricks like in the first 10 minutes, which is awesome, by the way. Like, it was just like you have the music, and then you have like the urgency of the situation, like they're getting away from the cops, and it was just like, then you have like, it's really cool. Like, there's like, it's not like a fancy car that he was driving. It was like a Subaru or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Which, you know, Subarus are known for their handling, so I guess it is kind of a fancy car. But
I like how, I mean, at least for me, I wasn't aware of some of the songs. I've gone ahead and found all the songs and made a Spotify playlist that I listen to at work while I'm working on the computer. But I wasn't aware of all of these songs. There's some of them, yeah, but like Bell Bottoms is a new song that I kind of love because it reminds me of the movie, and it's just kind of, I mean, you kind of jam out to it when you're sitting there at your desk.
You know what I liked? I just read a book by Jay Chandrasekhar, the guy who directed Super Troopers.
Yeah.
And the first movie they made was called Puddle Cruiser. And in that movie, it would get great reception, but the problem is the first 15 minutes were kind of slow. So when they premiered it at Sundance, they did a comedy bit before it to get everyone hyped up to get them through those 15 minutes.
Wow.
So this film, like, goes for it. And I think it establishes him as a driver, but it also sort of is the best chase. But it's also like, it's kind of smart that they did that.
Yeah, because like the whole premise of the movie, it's predicated on the fact that Baby is just an out of this world amazing driver, and if your first car chase, you know, doesn't impress right off the bat, then like the whole movie, it just falls flat.
Yeah.
So like you really have to impress with the car chase.
You know what I liked most about? I love John Barenthal's character.
Oh yeah.
What is his name? Griff. Like, he does say, "If I don't come back, I'm dead."
Yeah.
So that's bad news for him. But I love that the first shot is just John Barenthal chewing gum, and he's not smacking it, which made me happy. And I love the scene where he like points forward and Baby goes backwards.
I like that all the chases were a little bit different. Like, the first one is just amazing. The second one is a bit scarier because you got bats and you just don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx.
I think that every review I've said, even if it's not a great review of the movie, they love Jamie's performance because he's so unpredictable. He's really on his game there, and he's scary. I mean, he's crazy. But then the last chase is it involves the foot chase, and that's just so well done.
Yeah, the guys who did John Wick and John Wick 2 did second unit on this.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they also did. There's guys who worked on Matrix, Captain America: Civil War, so they got the best second unit in the business to do all the action.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then almost all the shots, the car shots, were in frame. Like, there was not much digital. Everything that these cars did,
it actually happened.
They did.
Yeah, we listened to the Empire spoiler podcast where they interviewed Edgar Wright, and they said that in there. I really, really want to go watch the movie again because I feel like I was either focusing on what was happening for the story, or I was focusing on how synced up the music was with what was happening on screen, that I missed things. Like, they said on the spoiler podcast that they added some of the lyrics to the graffiti on the walls the first time Baby walked to the coffee shop Octane, which, if you're in Atlanta, Octane is amazing. You should go there. We love it. Mm-hmm. They added lyrics from the song that was playing to the walls. That was like one of the very few digital effects. Like, I want to go back and see that. That's kind of neat.
Hey, I got a good idea. Why don't we take a break and go watch the movie again?
Ooh.
Just go out to the theater. We'll reconvene in a couple hours. But you guys at home, we'll be back in a little bit.
Peace.
Hey, podcast listeners, Robert here, along with Kyle.
What's up?
And John.
Hey.
We're here to talk to you about a little podcast that we do called Shark Dropper.
Yeah.
What do we talk about in Shark Dropper?
Oh, all kinds of things. Kyle, name one of them.
Oh, geez. Walking across America.
John, name another.
Ooh, video games.
No, we never talk about that.
Yeah, that's
okay.
stupid.
So if you want to listen to Shark Dropper, don't listen for the video
We
game
talked about
talk.
video games last week.
You know what? Just
No.
don't listen to John at all.
John,
okay.
just don't listen to him talk.
Okay.
Yeah. that's a good rule of thumb.
But if you want to listen to me and Kyle talk, along with John intermittently, but really don't listen to that part,
Hi, guys.
go visit sharkdropper.com because you can find everything there.
Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. So I didn't watch Baby Driver again, as I said. I ended up watching Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I just kind of snuck in, so you know. That was
I love that movie.
We went on the very first night, the very first time available, a Thursday night, and it was packed. I mean, you couldn't have snuck into that movie. That was exciting to see. You don't see that a lot
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, because people just rather stay home these days to just watch movies.
It was a nice mix, too. I mean, there were some high school and college kids there. It's summertime, obviously.
And everyone was, people yelled at the people who took out their phones.
Well, there were adults. Yeah, somebody got trolled for having their phone out.
It was awesome.
Nice. You sure that wasn't Mark who did the yelling?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I have to restrain him. He will.
No, it's Spider-Man. Everybody knows who Spider-Man is. It's a Marvel movie, and Robert Downey Jr. is in it. So I'm surprised.
In a cat T-shirt, no less.
Yeah,
A cat V-neck.
yeah.
Pretty
We should
neat.
probably do a podcast about Spider-Man sometime soon.
Yes,
Hint,
next week.
Sure. Spoiler alert, I guess.
Spoiler.
Yeah. All right. Before we jump back into Baby Driver, I think we have another listener question to get to.
We do. And this one is another question from Chris Mad Dog Kelly.
Oh, here we go.
That's right.
Let me just kind of settle in my chair here.
Get your
just get comfy.
what's that blanket that was like a full body blanket? Snuggie.
Oh yeah, those are still around, right?
I haven't seen a commercial for them in a long time.
They might be
Sure.
those ads seen on TV stores.
I'm pretty sure they're like on the back shelf at a Walgreens somewhere. So,
Or like a Bed Bath & Beyond.
yes.
All right. Who could outdrink who from Simon Pegg's Cornetto trilogy characters? From Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and A World's End. Also, what would this movie be called? What would be the beer of choice to prove the most drunk?
So as Mark had mentioned this question earlier to me, I realized as we're sitting here recording this, we are staring at a Mondo poster of The World's End, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright movie and topic of this question.
That's right.
I know, that's a random aside.
That's awesome. I love that movie. I got a nice Mondo poster of it. It's very pretentious. All right, so I'm not going to go with the obvious pick. I'm not going with World's End.
Okay.
You going with John?
What's that?
Who do you think you would go in? I'm not going World's End. I'm thinking Sean would do it.
Really? I would have gone with Nick from I forgot what his character's name, but Nick Frost's character from Shaun of the Dead.
Oh wait, aren't these Simon Pegg characters?
Oh, I guess I misunderstood the question. So they're supposed to be Simon Pegg characters?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with Sean then.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you on the whole, it probably isn't his character from World's End.
Gary King.
Because what we didn't realize, we traveled to England and we did a whole tour of Scotland and Wales and London last year. There's this whole epidemic of these branded pubs where they look like this really authentic original place, and then you go inside and they're all owned by the same essentially like chain or corporation. They have the same menu,
Yeah, it's
they have
weird.
the same look, but it's exactly like the World's End. So it was kind of funny seeing it after you've seen the World's End a couple times because they have these chalkboard menus. It's all very hip.
Yeah, I didn't get the joke that they had in there until I went there and saw that.
So I kind of feel like they weren't drinking like the most potent beers out there.
I got to go. They're drinking cask ales, right? That's like a 5% drink.
Mhm.
Goes down easy. No nitrogen. It's just cask conditioned.
Yeah,
So you're not
it's
gonna get
done
all
in, like,
bubbly.
The cellar right underneath, and the only carbonation in it is what develops during fermentation.
And I think Sean would just win out of like indifference. Nicholas Angel would probably be worried about working out the next day.
True.
Yeah.
Gary is just like a scheming little fella. He would never make it to the end, even though he fights his way to do it. I think if there wasn't adversity against him, he wouldn't care about doing it. I think he would flame out about 6 beers in, 6 places in. So I think Sean would just be like, hey, man, free beer, pub,
Right.
I'm in. Like, I think you'd just have a fun night with it.
Yeah, I have to agree with Mark. I don't think that the cop version of Simon Pegg would be doing anything too hardcore. But and then World's End, they're probably just drinking like really light lagers.
Yeah.
So it's got to be from Shaun of the Dead. Although if I had to throw in a rogue vote, it would be Brendan Gleeson's character from The Guard because he downs them at lunchtime.
Pubs. I think the movie would be called Shaun of the Pub.
Shaun of the Guard.
Shaun of the Pub.
Yep, Shaun of the Pub.
I see what you did.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
one. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I know I answered the question. I think that's the second one I've ever answered. Son of a... We've answered probably... we've had about 300 plus questions on this podcast, and that's the second one I've answered.
Right. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
makes sense.
Get me off track, John.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with you. I think, Sean would definitely win any drinking contest, but it's kind of sad that we're only restricted to the Cornetto trilogy of Simon Pegg characters because I'm trying to imagine like Benji from Mission Impossible, like in this drinking contest. Like he would have like some type of gadget that would just kind of neutralize the alcohol.
Right. No matter what he did, Tom Cruise would still win because he's so much more awesome
Yeah.
than everybody in all of those movies.
Tom would like go to 13 bars, and by the end of it, he'd be like, hey, guys, let's run 5 miles.
Jeremy Renner is like
Jeremy have like an IV bag, like a banana bag, like in his backpack or whatever leather jacket he stole along the way. It would be waiting for him, and he'd be rehydrated and refreshed. Like he would crush all of them.
Jeremy Renner is like giving him the stink eye. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then he'd revive him with like a random electrical box.
How many jackets would Tom Cruise steal during a night of drinking?
Oh my gosh, they'd all fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Somehow. Somehow.
Like that jacket he stole in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, I mean, fits him beautifully. I don't understand it.
I mean, I'm sure the wardrobe group would be fired if it didn't.
It's true.
Sure.
But I just got to go with, I don't know. You know what? I'm going with Jean Reno from Mission Impossible in the first one.
Yeah, same here. That's the answer.
Yep. And he would be going towards a Limp Bizkit soundtrack. Because remember in the second film?
I gotta go with the last version of Simon Pegg in Rogue Nation because he's kind of like started to fight back. He wants to be a part of the action. He's sick of this whole I'm behind the computer. He's trained for this.
Yeah. Do you think he would win it?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I'm going Ving Rhames.
What about Rebecca Ferguson?
I think she could knock back. Isn't she Swedish?
We can't compare her to the rest of them.
That's true.
I think she could knock back a bunch of drinks.
We got to keep it fair and keep it to the guys.
What about Paula
'cause
Patton?
She's too awesome. I mean, they don't give her enough to do, though.
She fits fights on a skyscraper.
Yeah, but she doesn't do Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, it's true.
She's not diving amongst some crazy underwater fan with suction and going with submerged servers for data files.
That's right.
Riding on motorbikes.
So the answer is
cross-country.
Rebecca Ferguson?
Yes.
I just quick comment about that one scene. That was like, it was an awesome scene, but it was like one of the most contrived action scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, the water one?
Yeah, so it's just like, all right, so we got to get to the server. We have to reboot it, but it's underwater, and there's also like this huge spinning blade that you have to...
And several sharks.
Oh, and also you have to hold your breath like the whole time. So,
Yeah.
But you're Tom Cruise, so you can do it. I'm just saying. Oh, Lord.
Probable,
And,
but
and Tom Cruise actually did it himself, which is insane.
I don't want to say impossible. I haven't done research on this. I did work in data centers for quite a number of years. We didn't use water, but
You just use air conditioning.
yes, air conditioning and power and cooling, very important.
I mean, it's not called Mission Impossible for nothing. So that's the answer to that question.
Instagram video diving into a water turbine.
Yeah.
And it was just like, ugh. It was just like, you saw that scene, I'm just like, man, that was cool. But at the same time, it's just like, oh, Lord. They really, they really stretched it for that, just for that scene, didn't they? Oh,
and then they start like hanging them from airplanes, and you're like, yeah, right, Tom Cruise.
That was pretty awesome, though. What movie were we listening to a podcast where they interviewed Tom Cruise and he said the next Mission Impossible, he's just got some crazy ideas for
He's been training for a year.
I'm excited.
it's got, what's his face, Superman in it.
He's going to fight a polar bear.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
On top of the Brooklyn Bridge, on top of the Golden Gate Bridge.
I'd watch it. Like he's running on top of the cables.
Yeah, exactly. A polar bear.
Yeah. This mission just got a lot more impossible.
A koi wolf.
It's essentially it's an episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
sure. All right. I think we've answered that question. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. Thank you, Chris, for those 2 wonderful questions. The second one wasn't that long. Which I'm kind of surprised.
Good.
All right. Time to go back to the topic at hand. I think it's a driver that we're talking about.
Yep. A baby one.
Oh.
I guess this is what I want to talk about. The characters in this film. We've gotten through the plot. I like Baby. I like his foster dad. I think he's awesome. I liked Lily James a lot as as his love interest. But my favorite part, I really liked. So okay, I'm jumping ahead, but on the second robbery, Baby joins John Hamm, Eliza Gonzalez, and Jamie Foxx. And Jamie Foxx is like a pure, like evil. You do not want him alone with anybody. And then you have the couple, John Hamm and Eliza Gonzalez. And they go to the diner to eat, conveniently where Baby's girlfriend is, Deborah. I forget what movie that's from. Deborah. And she kind of finds out who he is.
They reference that in this movie.
And
there's 2 different songs.
And what I like about this scene, I think it's my favorite diner scene of 2017, because you have this scene with these characters who are telling the absolute truth to each other. Jamie Foxx straight up calls out John Hamm. John Hamm's character is kind of a druggie. Apparently, he was like a Wall Street guy who left his family for a stripper, and now they just rob banks to keep up their drug habit. And Jamie Foxx has a drug habit to keep up his robbing bank.
No, he has a bank robbing habit.
Yeah, bank robbing habit.
Yeah.
But what I like is Jamie Foxx is talking a whole bunch of crap, and Eliza Gonzalez leans forward and gives this big speech about how if she messes with John Hamm / Buddy, he's going to come after him and just wipe him out. And it sounds like she's kind of just saying it to like, this is my boyfriend. He's going to beat your butt, like beat your butt. He's going to kick your ass. What was that? I was trying to be PC and it sounded weirder.
Language.
Have you ever tried to be PC and it just sounds worse?
Yeah, I always end up with Mac.
Yeah.
Oh, you see that there? Oh, yeah.
Language? That's from Captain America? Or
language. Yeah, language.
Language.
But what I like, though, is when she makes that speech about how if you mess with John Hamm, he'll kill you. She wasn't lying. Like, that speech she made, you thought it was like hyperbole, and then he called her out for it. John Hamm will murder you in this film.
There's actually like a great little thing that I read. Like someone made this great observation. Like, because I think in that same speech is like, he's when he sees red, that's when he goes like all out. And then like, later on in the movie when like he's chasing Baby, like and you see him like all furious and just angry, like you see him like kind of bathed in this red light, and it's just like, oh wow. Didn't even think about that.
That's what Darling. That's her name, right? Darling.
Yeah,
That's what she says about Buddy.
Yeah.
In the diner, in that scene.
It's great. Like
and then when he sees red, like he kills a lot of people, and he's basically unstoppable.
Sure.
So I just like that during that scene, Jamie Foxx straight up calls him out. Then she makes this speech where it's not fake. Like she is saying he will kill you.
Can't he just wear like special shades that block out red? Because they got those blue blockers, right?
Red blockers.
Yeah, they could make that, right?
Yeah, he could be like Galifianakis from Hangover.
I was like, you don't want me to take these glasses off.
Like They Live, like put on the glasses, take off the glasses. No. But yeah, and then I do love that scene too, where at the end they have the final robbery. Jamie Foxx kills that guard, there's so much we're not talking about in this movie. We need like 3 podcasts, but no one wants to hear that. And then Jamie, I don't know. I saw that coming where Jamie Foxx, spoiler, gets wiped out. Did you see that coming, John?
I mean, I saw it when it happened. I didn't predict
I saw
it.
that rebar, and I was like, someone's gonna get murdered by that.
Yeah,
it's like Chekhov's, rebar.
Sure.
I don't know, but I like that, and I love John Hamm's line, like, "What did you do?" And then that massive Heat-esque gunfight takes place.
Yeah. Oh.
I tell you what, though, I understand due to budgetary constraints, but finales and like parking garages, I'm not really for anymore. Like Dark Knight, Mission Impossible. There's so many Bond. I don't think I've ever liked the parking garage action scene.
I don't know. The parking garage in Dark Knight is a bit cooler since we walked all around Chicago. Well, we saw it in person, so it's a little bit neater. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh no,
it just goes on forever too.
Every parking garage I've ever been to has been chaotic. It's like Death Race 2000 in there.
Yeah, it's like Florida State. Yeah, you get killed in that thing.
I'm getting that spot. No, not before I get to there. But no, I get it. It's something about parking garages. It just seems a little overdone.
But I guess it's, transporter. I guess you kind of have to because of just keeping the cost down on films.
Plus, you
can tell us, is it easier to film there?
And yeah, the thing about parking garages, like, and Cap Civil War had it, like, they're contained. You can go up to the 5th level. Like, you could, and you don't have to worry about gawkers, cars, anything. It's a contained set. So when you have a parking garage, all you do is park your cars in there and you can film all day.
Right. So, I
mean, I guess, and if you do it on a weekend, it's fine. And Baby Driver only costs $34 million.
Sure.
I mean, that's like the catering budget of Transformers. So, I don't know. I guess they needed to do it, but I guess I'm not that. But and what'd y'all think of Kevin Spacey's character?
Oh, he's great.
I think it was, a lot of people hated it, but I love that Jurassic 180 he did, like, towards the end. Because he was just like, the whole movie, he was just calculating and cold and just very vicious. But then, like, at the end, it's like, I mean, he's still cold and vicious, but then it was just like, just get out of here. I'll die for you. Well, he didn't say that exactly.
I think his preference towards Baby was always there. He kind of defend him when the other ones would, like, have a fit about the earbuds or make a comment. He kind of explain away what was going on with Baby. I mean, Baby was his guy, and he felt for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a bit manipulative in the restaurant when he paid for their dinner, but I also kind of get that he sort of liked him.
Yeah. It was like this kind of weird kind of father-son relationship. I guess it was just, I don't know. It was, it's just, I think Kevin Spacey definitely sold the character of like this kind of mastermind bank robber. I guess he was just, I don't know. I don't think anybody outside Kevin Spacey wouldn't be able to pull it off.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting? Edgar Wright said that he kind of had another job, and he said that where he was at, there was a bunch of mannequins and clothes, and he said that he was his main job was a clothes designer, like a millionaire clothes designer.
Wow.
And then he used that.
He worked in the
fashion industry or something,
or textiles or something like that.
And he used that floor
because he had it available.
Yeah, because he had it available.
Wow.
I just thought he was kind of a greedy guy. Like, he had a few deals, he got a little bit of money, and he just saw opportunity to get more and more, so he was a bit greedy.
And he pushed it too far, and at the end, he was just like, I had a love once, but I lost her.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I see that I took this too far.
And I think once he saw that, there's going to be a massive gunfight, he tried to do the right thing. I think if he knew that no one was coming after him, he probably would have wiped out Baby. But I think he read the situation and was just like, whatever. We're all dead. I might as well try to save somebody.
Sure. That actually makes a lot of sense when you put it that way. In fact, he was always the same character.
Yeah. I don't know. And I think one of my favorite scenes in the film is when he dumps this mass load of exposition while drawing this great chart on a chalkboard. Yeah. And at the end of it, he's like, look at what I did when I was explaining everything to you. And it's this great chalkboard art.
Well, then someone challenges if Baby actually listened, and Baby repeats the whole thing back. in really like clipped, succinct fashion. I do really love when he brings his nephew to the bank, and the nephew
Kevin Spacey brings his nephew.
Is somehow in on the gig. Like, he knows what his uncle does, and he's looked at all the cameras, how many people are on duty. I mean, that was just funny.
Yeah, that kid's gonna be a crime lord.
And I also love that, I mean, multiple people have mentioned this is one of their favorite lines or callbacks in the movie, but when Baby is explaining or reassures Kevin Spacey that, or Doc, us being a team is really important to me. And then about 30 or 40 minutes later in the movie, he says, "Stop feeding me Monsters Inc. lines." It really annoys me. People absolutely loved that. But just the fact that he's clued in enough that he knew that those were Monsters Inc. lines, that's something only like Mark does in my life that I know about.
Yeah, so there's a scene where Ansel Baby quotes Monsters Inc. lines of Kevin Spacey, and Kevin Spacey thinks that's like an original line, then later on he calls him out for it. I love that. And then,
can I just say how much I love Ansel? Is it Elgort?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to. Sorry,
I'm Ansel Elgort.
Ansel Elgort. You can say that he didn't really do too much in this movie, acting wise, but I feel like that was kind of appropriate for the character. It was just like he just like had this kind of quiet kind of charisma about him.
And like if you think about Drive, a lot of people might murder me, but Ryan Gosling just sort of looks at stuff.
Yeah.
In that film, he sort of smolders, and that's it.
Well, I like the contrast between who Baby is on a job and who Baby is in his personal life. I mean, he's just so charming and fun when he's with his stepdad or when he's with Deborah. He's singing if he's by himself, or he's dancing around the apartment, or he was being really suave with her in the restaurant. And then he's just very serious. It's just a different aspect of him. He's only showing, this work face when he's on the job. I love that whole charming kind of dancing and singing and fun part of him in contrast to what you see during the action scenes.
I wish like he was playing young Han Solo in the Han Solo spin-off movie.
Wasn't he up for that?
Yeah, but the kid, I like the kid. If you haven't seen Hail Caesar, John, I totally recommend it.
Yeah.
The kid is really good, that young Han Solo, Alden Ehrenreich. Between Ansel Elgort and Alden Ehrenreich, those are some interesting names.
I mean,
really hard to pronounce names.
Especially that scene where he's trying to say that line in Hail Caesar.
So YouTube, were that it twere so easy. Just YouTube the clip where Ray Fiennes is really frustrated in Hail Caesar.
All right.
Ray Fiennes. But no, I mean, this movie, there's so many things I keep wanting to talk about. Like there's a scene where Jamie Foxx, Flea, and another guy are robbing a bank, and they all have Michael Myers from Austin Power masks. Mm-hmm. And originally they had two Michael Myers from Halloween masks and one Mike Myers from Austin Powers. But at the last minute, the Halloween folks wouldn't let them use the masks.
Oh, was that the reason why?
They said they don't let anybody.
Yeah, they don't let anybody use it because they didn't want it in a comedy.
Wow.
And so then Edgar Wright had to call up Mike Myers and be like, "Hey, man, can we use 3 of your masks?" And Mike's like, "Hell yeah."
Wait, can we take a moment to appreciate how terrifying that is? That the brand is like, we only want this mask to ever be scary.
Yeah.
That's horrifying to me.
See, I thought it was just Edgar Wright being clever.
Yeah, so he wanted Michael, maybe he originally had everyone went and got their own masks.
Yeah.
And then, so they went to 3 Mike Myers.
Wow.
And he said he got approval for Mike Myers, and then together they had to go to the studio to get approval for like the Austin Powers kind of.
I want to be part of that. I want to hang out with Edgar Wright and Mike Myers.
I'm just like still mind boggled over the whole marketing genius that is the Halloween people. Like, that's frightening.
Yeah,
that
that's
you
cool.
think that far ahead.
Yeah.
Wow.
But no, I mean that was a good scene. When this movie. There's been reports coming out saying it's kind of like twee, and it's very just a music video.
It's only the really pretentious Think websites. It was the New Yorker and the National Review.
I just feel like it was a stretch.
But when I went on to Rotten Tomatoes, all the big publications love it. It's still 90, I don't know what, 6% or 7%.
It's a very good film. I mean, it has 86% on Metacritic, which is almost unheard of.
I think audiences like it too, so that's really high up there for audience and RT to be close to each other.
Yeah.
So I think the main criticisms of the movie are it's a little little light on story. Not a lot of character development. The love interests were just like not all that great. But I think they're just missing the whole point of the movie. Like, it's just a very cool movie. Like, I honestly can't think of a better way to describe it. Like, it's just like, it's like a cool experience. Not necessarily like a cool story. It was just like, you go in and you just kind of, like, this is one of those movies you have to watch in a theater. Like, it's just like, like, the music just playing, and it's just like, you have, like, all, like, the car chases, and it's just like, it's such a cool experience. It's just like, everything about this movie was just great. Like the other details, like plot and character development. Like, it's just like, you don't really care about that when you're watching this movie. It's like listening to a good song, you know? You just kind of, everything else just kind of drowns out. This is what that movie is. Like, you're just listening to a good song. That's what that is.
That's exactly how I felt when it was just cool and it's impressive. I mean, just, I don't know.
You know, it's funny. I started reading about all the things that went into this with all the choreography, and I didn't even realize that while it was being made. I just had a smile on my face. But I like that there's directors like Edgar Wright, Christopher Nolan, Tarantino. They're making cinematic
Experience.
Yeah, they're making movies that you got to see on the big screen.
Yeah.
And this movie, it's almost cleared 100 million. Baby Driver, an R-rated original property, is going to make $100 million.
That's crazy.
That's awesome. I love it. And it only cost $34 million to make.
So far, Edgar Wright is batting 1,000, right?
Yeah. I mean, Hot Fuzz is my fourth favorite film of all time.
Obviously, Shaun of the Dead, Scott Pilgrim.
World's End.
Sure.
House Party 3.
Yeah. But not House Party 2.
Edgar Wright's Deep Blue Sea.
The shark we played by Simon Pegg.
Oh my goodness.
The parrot.
Simon Pegg is the parrot.
Yeah.
I want this movie.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of glad that he kind of jumped off, or he left Ant-Man, because Baby Driver was like the next project he just kind of latched on after leaving Ant-Man. So things happen for a reason, I guess.
Right.
Sure. Although I would have loved to have seen Edgar Wright's Ant-Man. We'll never get a chance to see it.
Pretty awesome.
Sure. All right, so general consensus on Baby Driver.
I know it sounds like we're using a lot of hyperbole and great and awesome, but this is a movie that deserves that praise. It's very meticulous. It has some of the best cinematographers, second unit on the planet. It's really well thought out, well performed. It's just a movie by a guy who loves movies, and he made a great movie for cheap, an original story.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those movies where, as you mentioned, Mark, like, you kind of have to use hyperboles. Like, you can't just say, like, this movie was okay. Like, you either really love this movie or you really hate it, and that's awesome.
I feel like you have to tell people about it in hyperbole, but then you have to describe why. And that's kind of what I've been trying to do to friends and family. Like, this is a really cool movie, but here's why, without anything being given away. Because for us, I mean, Mark has worked behind the scenes in movies, and then we've both studied film, and I've, worked in film editing. So I know how much work goes into that, even from a very small scale, and just how meticulous you have to be. Most people don't appreciate that. It's hard to separate that sometimes when you watch the movie from your feelings. So that's why I'm trying to describe, but you have to pay attention to how they've synced up the music with every single little thing that's going on, and you might have to watch it twice, but I think that's paying off. I've had friends who have really loved it.
And this is bad because I'm a 35-year-old man who shouldn't care about this stuff. But we know somebody that watched it and they're like, "Yeah, it was all right." And I felt the inside of me burning.
I was instantly defensive, and I had to.
Are you sure it wasn't that taco?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, could have been a combo.
It was the sriracha.
I was on the taco truck tour of the United States.
You are lemon good.
Yeah, normally I don't care if people don't like movies because everyone has their own opinion, and that's fine. But when someone said, "Yeah, it was all right," I was like,
"But how could you not love this movie?"
I was like, "What are you talking about?" I got so mad. Like, if someone said I didn't like the Wolfman remake, I'd be like, "I get it."
I didn't like the Wolfman remake.
I get it.
Oh
Like,
man.
but if someone says I don't like Baby Driver, I feel like they're just trying to be provocative.
Sure. Okay. Well, just go see Baby Driver. That's our recommendation.
Mm-hmm. Twice.
Sure. All right, guys. Go ahead, Megan.
I said at least twice.
Sure. Go see it 5 times. All right. Before we sign off, are there any plugs you want to make, guys?
Yeah, listen to the new Shark Dropper podcast called The Jam, where it's basically John with a tape recorder walking vast distances while eating jam.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's a huge bottle of strawberry preserves. Sometimes it's blueberry. Sometimes it's basically red pepper jam. Like he is just.
This week I walked to Sarasota eating blackberry jam.
Are blackberries in season there,
That's
John?
like a.
Well, that's the whole point of preserves, right? doesn't.
Preserves. Okay, so how far? That's like 6. Is that 40 miles away from St. Pete?
I mean, it was a big jar, so.
Oh, it wasn't the little jars that we did.
So that took you about 12 hours.
I go as far as the jam lasts. Like as soon as the jam runs out, I just stop walking.
He stops and he gets an Uber.
Yeah.
But it's a great podcast. I mean, he walks. You hear a lot of finger sucking because you're wiping out the jam. But
I should probably invest in a spoon.
Yeah, if you can get I mean,
A portable spoon.
if you can get over.
Yeah, where do they sell portable spoons?
The
Like
slurping sounds.
Snap in half ones. Stick it in your pocket.
Yeah. If you can get over the traffic noises, it's really.
He wears like a lav mic. So
Yeah.
he reduces
You're
the
right.
noise.
So it's a very, very technical podcast that gets weirder and weirder as he gets more sugar in him.
I actually don't say anything in the podcast because I'm usually listening to music.
Yeah, it's just breathing.
Yeah.
Breathing and jam eating.
Mm-hmm.
That's my jam.
Yeah. That's the name of it.
Keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. Episode 150 is coming out next week.
Yeah.
Boysenberry jam.
Ooh.
Boysenberry jam. Orange peel jam.
There's a lot of jam.
Red currant.
It's basically grape, right? Currant.
I think it's smaller and a little bit more tart. I mean, you only really find it up north. Only when we go and visit family, like up in the Northeast or Midwest, do we find it.
I know it's like a big flavor over in England, like currant. Like you find like currant flavor.
It was very popular over there. You'd see like orange and then you'd see currant, but you didn't see grape.
Right. Okay. Well, that does it for current talk.
We're on episode 30 of that.
Yeah. All right. For my co-host, Megan Hoffmeyer.
Go see Baby Driver and then go see Dunkirk.
Mark Hoffmeyer.
You call me Mark No Nose.
I've been your host, John Lester. Thank you so much for listening in. We'll see you guys next time.
Above the target. T-minus 5 seconds till shark drop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the shark! Go! 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 This podcast is a Shark Dropper Studios production.